Hey, what is going on, guys? Spidey Comic Collector back here with another video. This is my haul week 4, and I think this is 3 weeks worth of books, 2 or 3 weeks worth of books to show you guys. I believe it's actually a 50-50 split. I've read 5 and I haven't read 5, and the 5 I've read are the ones that I picked up today. Just got back from the shop, so I'll start with those. And the first one is We Stand on Guard, issue number 2. Really like the first issue of this. Really excited to see where this series goes. Obviously, I am a big fan of Saga, and, Brian K. Vaughan is just a beast. So, We Stand on Guard, issue 2. Next up, we have The Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, issue number 3. I've said it before, and I will say it again in this video. I personally believe that this is the best Amazing Spider-Man storyline that we have had since Amazing Spider-Man came back. So in the past 20, 30, how many ever issues, counting all those .1, .2s, all that, so probably about 30 issues. I think this is the best storyline. Just everything about it. I like the art more. I really like the fact that Mary Jane's in it. And I've actually talked in the comment section of Spidey Sense 101's videos a little bit about how the Gwen Stacy relationship is our favorite, but I really believe that when Amazing Spider-Man is rebooted, when the whole Marvel Universe reboots, it really needs to have either MJ or Gwen Stacy in there, because I just think that would make so many people happy, and I think it would make the story so much more enjoyable. And I think that, obviously, as I said before, Spidey Sense 101 thinks that, and I'm sure we're not the only people that feel that way. So, and also, go check out Spidey Sense 101's channel. He's got a lot of great videos on there. Next up, we have Civil War, issue number 2. And this is a really awesome cover. I love that cover there. Just like the broken Captain America shield there. And then this bridge thing that's just falling apart with the kind of desert and mountains in the background. Enjoyed the first video. Enjoyed the first issue. Had a pretty good cliffhanger. And I'm excited to see where it goes, So, whose side are you on? That was Civil War issue number 2. Up next, we have Infinity Gauntlet issue number 3. Really been liking this story so far, and obviously at the end of last issue we just, Thanos kind of did some stuff, and so he's becoming, obviously you knew he was going to be a big part of it, but he's becoming a really big part of it. Another great cover here. I like this cover a lot. So Infinity Gauntlet issue number 3. Definitely check out Infinity Gauntlet. Really good Secret Wars book. Marvel's been doing a really good job with the Secret Wars tie-ins. And then we've got Guardians of Nowhere issue number 2, and that says Meet the Destroyer of the Destroyer, Yotat. So, as you can see, Drax on the ground there. I'm assuming Yotat kind of took it to him. So, really excited to read this. You'll see from the books that I picked up from past weeks, I've got issue 1 of this. But yeah, really enjoyed the first issue. Obviously, I love Guardians of the Galaxy. Star-Lord isn't in it. It's more of a Rocket, Gamora, Drax kind of thing. where they are guarding the planet Nowhere, which is the beheaded alien that they mine and whatnot. So really enjoyed the first issue of this. So excited to get into the second issue. Now, for the books that I have read, which is 5 books, I'm going to kind of do them in order from my least favorite to my favorite book out of the ones that I've read. So, up first we have Star Wars issue... let me see if I can get that glare out of there for you. Star Wars issue number 7. This is... I forget what it's called. It's like from the journals of old Ben Kenobi or something. And it's basically an excerpt from a journal that Obi-Wan Kenobi wrote for Luke. And this wasn't necessarily my least favorite book, but I'm dropping Star Wars. I've enjoyed Star Wars. I really have, I don't dislike it. It's just I really need to be kind of trimming down my pull list a little bit. And so, I'm only keeping on the books that I really, really like. So in the coming weeks, there are a couple books where if they don't pick up pretty quickly, I'm going to be dropping, just because with all the new Marvel books coming out, I just really need to trim down my pull list a little bit so that I can, not just be, spending too much money. So there you go. Star Wars issue number 7, and that will be my final issue, at least for the time being, of Star Wars that I pick up. Up next is Fight Club 2. Now, that glare is just giving me issues. Fight Club 2 has been interesting, and this issue, the end, was really, really good. I really liked the first issue. Issue 2 I was a little iffy on, and this I was a little iffy on through up until like the last 5 pages, and then it kind of kicks in, and the cliffhanger is really, really good. So yeah, Fight Club 2, issue number 3. I believe Fight Club 2 is a 10-issue miniseries. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it is 10 issues. And I gotta get going here because I've been talking way too much. Guardians of Nowhere, number 1. I talked about this before. This is in this video because I picked it up a few weeks late. But, really, really like this. Obviously Gamora has all her galactic crazy powers from the whole Black Vortex thing, which I kind of like what they did with her character in that. Wasn't a big fan of the story overall, but I really did like what they did do with Gamora in Black Vortex. So, Guardians of Nowhere issue number 1. Really enjoyed that. Another great Secret Wars book. Up next, we have Wolf, issue number 1. This book was good. It was... One thing that I loved about it is, as you can see there, it's a huge book. For $5, it was 58 pages with no ads. And the story was good too. It's about a detective who has some powers that we're not fully informed on yet, and it's kind of got like a mythology extraterrestrial thing going on, and I'm a sucker for any sort of, and it's like it's not dystopian, but the apocalypse is impending, and basically this detective Wolf has to protect this girl who we really don't know anything about. We know her parents died, and that's about it, and she's special, but other than that, we don't really know anything. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. The fact that it was a huge issue with no ads for $5 is amazing. That's just Image. That's just Image doing stuff right. So yeah, really enjoyed Wolf. Really excited to see where it goes, and obviously, I'm a sucker for mythology. And then my favorite book for this episode was Hail Hydra, issue number 1. This book was just incredible. The main character there is Nomad, who is the son of Dr. Zola. He's the biological son of Zola, but Captain America, Steve Rogers, actually raised him. And so basically he's thrown into this version of New York where Hydra is, a version of New York that was founded by Hydra. So basically in this Hydra ruled version of New York, it's obviously very strict, very regulated. And Nomad actually ends up getting a man arrested because he's trying to figure out like where he is and how Hydra took over New York and all this stuff. And the guy's like, what are you talking about? Hydra founded New York. And he actually ends up getting this guy arrested, and the man is eventually killed. And so Nomad kind of feels responsible. And then what happens at the end of this issue is awesome. I don't want to ruin it in case anyone hasn't read it yet and wants to read it. But he meets a person, and you'll know what I'm talking about when I read it. It is amazing. So definitely read this. You know, Rick Remender's, just everything he does is amazing. So that was my favorite book of the week. Thanks for anyone who's watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys in my next video.